You have this opportunity to go into this creation mode. It like transcends the blame mode. And I think it's really
Yeah.
important to talk about, because most people are acting like life's happening to them, not that they're a co-creator or even the creator of, the majority of their life experience. And so to flip that argument and get into the creative space, I think is really powerful. And so if you're talking about integration associated with a Bufo experience, and that awakens that creator capacity, how does that kind of unfold, and what do you experience?
For me, it's been moment to moment awareness, which is very cliche. It's easy to say. And how this integration started for me was a series of months where first thing as when I woke up in bed, I did breath work, whether it was 2 minutes or 45 minutes. Some days I'd be I'd be on my bed for almost an hour breathing. And other days it would just be like 2 minutes, but I was committed. And the question I asked myself is, what can I do to love myself today? Right. And that was really powerful for me, because a lot of my stuff comes back to not feeling worthy, carrying a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And then the expansion of that became moment to moment awareness. I think for most of the population, we don't check in with ourselves, maybe once a month or something. It's like, oh, how do I feel? And then some people might check in once a week, and then other people might check in the mornings or the evenings, or maybe the morning and the evening. But for those of us, like anyone listening to this podcast doing this deep work, the next evolution of that is moment to moment awareness. And for me, what helps with that is tracing my thoughts. A lot of times when I'm in conversation with someone, I start thinking about what I'm going to say next, all this type of stuff. And if I can come back to my breath, that helps me to catch that I'm not being present, and then listen to them. And that's moment to moment awareness right there. Now, I've been talking about this for the past 2 years or so. And since I wrote my book, I've been speaking on stages about soul life balance and moment to moment awareness and all this type of stuff. And recently I found this guy, Brandon Epstein. He's on YouTube. He's incredible. He's awesome. And I signed up for one of his challenges he had. And so shout out to him. And it was like a 30-day mental reset challenge. And in the first week, his challenge, and this is a great exercise for anyone listening, was to put an alarm on every 3 hours. And I titled the alarm, I think it was, how do I feel in this moment? So I just did this a couple of weeks ago. And every time the alarm went off, I already knew how I felt in that moment. So it was really good for me to be like, oh, wow, I'm truly practicing what I'm preaching, because I don't need this alarm to check in. But now I'm sharing that tool because I've found that is such a cool tool that actually helps people to bring more awareness to the present moment.
Creating, I think, is one of the most powerful things people can be a part of. It awakens inside us the ability to realize that we're not powerless to our circumstances. But the nature of that awareness that you describe is key to understanding that you also have to change the nature of your awareness. You're going to keep creating the very same things that are already in your awareness.